In my full suit, I hardly look like a tourist, but I'm just trying to blend in with the fashionistas of Milan, man. Every person in Milan is so fashionable that I had to get into my full suit and like show them how we do it in Dubai, right? So yes, here I am, going to Duomo, the cathedral. We're going to go onto the top of the cathedral, and then after that I'm going to explore a couple of markets and do a little bit of shopping. My tram is coming, my first tram ride here in Milan. I'm kind of excited. Like I told you, you can't really buy the tickets on the tram. You have to buy tickets from a couple of shops around the tram stations. They're called the Tabaki shops. Each ticket will cost you 1.5 euros. You can actually take a day pass as well, which is going to cost you some 6 euros. And this ticket, which is for 1.5 euros, will give you a journey for 100 minutes. You can actually get into trams and buses and metros for 100 minutes. And here comes my tram. Let's go! My rickety tram ride rumbled and grumbled through the streets of Milan, giving me great insights into the city and its people as well. And within a few minutes, I was at Piazza del Duomo, where Milan Cathedral stood tall and intimidated everyone around it. It kind of reminded me of Notre Dame in Paris. Thankfully, the line to the cathedral was not too long, and within a few minutes, I was right at its top. If you love heights and if you love having a bird's eye view of any city that you go to, then you must try this. This is right in the city center, and this is the third or the fourth largest cathedral in Europe. Now, I'm not really much into art and architecture and all that, but a very interesting story about this cathedral. Back in the day when Italy was fragmented into different provinces, the Duke of Italy wanted to impress its German and French counterparts, and that's the reason he started building this cathedral. And that's the reason you would see a lot of Roman and Gothic architecture in this particular cathedral. And they started building this cathedral in 1300 AD. It took them 600 years to complete this cathedral. I guess that's where the phrase comes from. Are you digging a hole or building a cathedral? And that's how gorgeous Piazza del Duomo looks from the top of the building, buzzing with people even at 8 in the morning. And now a couple of things that you might be interested in. Milan Cathedral is right in the middle of the city, right in the city center. And money, how much will you have to shell out? Well, it's not very expensive. If you take the steps and come onto the terrace of the cathedral, it's going to cost you 8 euros. But if you take the lift, it's going to cost you 11 euros. And if you plan to take the combined ticket of the terrace and the church, it's going to cost you 3 euros extra. You know, you will see so many statues on this Gothic style cathedral than any other building in the world. A quick Google search told me that there are 3,400 statues and 700 figures that decorate Milan Duomo. I stood there for a moment and realized that the air rang with so many interesting sounds. You know, there were tourists around, there was this gentle blow of the wind, and then most interestingly, there was this local rock music that played from a cafe nearby. If you pay close attention, you'll be able to hear it. Milan Cathedral abounds with these human-animal faces called gargoyle. Initially, I thought that they were meant for decorative purposes, but if you look close, you would realize that they project from the gutter of the building and they act as spouts, as nozzles to drain the rainwater out. So interesting and so beautiful. My tweed brown jacket contrasted pretty well with the pink-hued white marble of the building, and of course, I took a million pictures to just have a couple of envy-worthy Insta posts.